Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to this video. I'm Anika Ray and I'm a spiritual intuitive. I'm also a spiritual teacher, a coach. I specialize in soul level guidance, and these are really spiritual messages and guidance that I have to share with you. Ultimately, I do that through my intuition, through channeling, through the Akashic Records. So this video will have different sections, so you can skip through the sections if you'd like. All right, the first part is what I've gotten for the 2025 as spiritual themes through my intuitive downloads. The first thing that I want to advise you and give you some guidance about is that this seems to be the year of peace. And this is really referring to my understanding to the peace within, finding that peace within, really aligning with who you are. I know sometimes we sort of challenge ourselves or reject certain parts of self. Could be inner child, it could be our adult self, it could be some parts of our shadow or low vibrational aspects that we sort of push aside or reject. And this kind of rejection creates a block between us and our higher self, our innermost self, our soul. And we want to sort of step into that healing space and bring that peace within. This also refers to finding peace through practice. So spiritual practice is going to become very important. And not only spiritual practice that brings you peace, but also spiritual practice that can challenge you to evolve. Now, I know these messages may sound very much common and something you have heard before, but I want you to really open your heart and listen to them. So find your own inner peace and then allow the practice that challenges you to come through. Now, for some of you, these could be new practices, completely new, something you're not even aware of or comfortable with. Could be like chanting. It could be something to do with opposite of what you're used to receiving guidance, like numerology, astrology, any kind of practice. It doesn't just have to be journaling or meditation, even though those are important. But what's really happening is as we are moving in this linear space, the earth is also moving, but in a more quantum direction. And we are being called that are spiritually awakening or awakened to step into that quantum state. And all of these things that I'm sharing, which are some spiritual themes of peace and practice, it brings us to the third one, which is openness. Openness to receive, openness to upgrade, openness to be one with the spirit within, not just outside of you, but within you, to step into your heart space like never before. And you can do that by really allowing and setting intention to be in your heart space more. And on that note, this openness allows you to not only receive, but to manifest from the heart-centered space. All right, so this is going to be the section number 2, which is the guidance for you for this year, but also generally when you come across this video. And this is about spiritual guidance, something to help you on your spiritual path and in your life. Now, I'm going to be using both tarot or tarot, however you pronounce it, and oracle cards. I've already shuffled, premeditated, done all of these things prior because this is really a general reading. I am going to show you some cards, but this is from the tarot first. I've pulled a 3 of Swords and I really cannot show you all of it, but this is from the Divine Feminine tarot. And ultimately, this first card in the tarot, what is signaling to us as a three of Swords, is about having mental clarity about anything that is in your surroundings, meaning understanding that there are going to be obstacles, there could be obstacles, there could be pain. It's just a part of human condition. But having that clarity and awareness of those surroundings, this could also mean your immediate surroundings. So what is truly supportive to you as a spiritual being, as a human being, and what is not this year? If you have the clarity, then you will be able to move with discernment or understanding of not just how to protect yourself, but how to manage your energy. And truthfully, you do have a choice. And because we are talking about a year of peace, what doesn't bring you peace? Who are these environments? Maybe people, I hate to say it that way, but who doesn't bring you peace? Who is not supportive to you? That doesn't mean completely Xing them from your life, abandoning certain jobs or whatnot. It just means being spiritually aware and protecting yourself, which truthfully brings us to the Four of Swords. I know you're going to say, oh my gosh, there's like all this sword energy. But again, this is Spirit saying that you can peacefully overcome any obstacles that are in your way through that discernment. And that actually, if you are asleep, and people that are spiritually asleep, meaning they're not conscious, that is not supportive to them, they go through life with very much a kind of closed-minded perspective, maybe a very linear perspective. So if you at times feel yourself going lower vibrational, falling asleep, not really being able to discern, being in that what we call spiritually like a funk, or off, don't worry, because ultimately, sometimes you will need to go into those states to understand yourself better. Remember, if you didn't watch the first section, how I talked about being sort of within spiritual practice and understanding that the spiritual practice will provide you support when you do feel off and when you do feel in that space where you're lower vibrational, but also when we are rejecting this. So these two cards are 3 and 4. So numbers 3 and 4, creativity and building as well. So numerologically, these cards are showing us that there is this presence of obstacles at times, but there is mental clarity around them. And if you do go into those lower vibrational states, which we all do, right? We go into those ego states. That is okay. Sometimes we gotta fall asleep to understand the human condition, but we have the spiritual practice that brings us back. Now, interesting enough, the oracle cards are actually much more lighter. So I have been working, or I've been guided to work with the Quantum Oracle. You probably can't see it, but it's Sandra and Taylor. I will list all of these cards. So what truly and honestly leads us, as you have that mental clarity, as you understand, you accept yourself, that on this path of you being a conscious being, this year there is a happy success. There's times to celebrate. Essentially, what's happening is we're all moving into deeper states of awakening. And sometimes that can bring out, as we've seen, these human conditions, right? Things that we face as humans, pain, separation, but that ultimately we are striving towards spiritual success. So this card really refers to embracing even little successes on your path and in your life. And that even though it may feel at times that you could be moving backwards, you're actually quite opposite, moving forward. But moving forward in a spiritual way means moving upwards, vibrationally, in a sense of consciousness, upgrading. Now, I do want to really share with you what it says in this book as well, This depicts the picture, and from the author itself says, a man stands in flowering fields with his arms stretched out, happily looking up at the sky. It's raining beautiful gems, and it's droplets of bright light. So this is about joy, this is about abundance, blessings. Happiness is the choice, and as is consciousness of success. When you live in these mental attitudes, it's only a matter of time before you too are showered with the blessings you desire. This card marks a time of great joy and abundance for you. So yes, ultimately where we are is moving into that state. But this really depicts you understanding that in order for you to manifest that, you have to be open to that yourself and embody that vibration. So we're not done. There's more guidance that's coming from, I actually also picked the Lightworkers Oracle from Alana Fairchild, who's one of my favorite spiritual teachers. And the card was Merkaba Spiritual Protection. So I hope you can see that. And this is a very high vibrational card. I already felt it as I was holding it. So we talked about in the first section about, and even in this one with the tarot, protecting yourself, right? Part of the protection can be working with your energy and your light body. And it really is about managing energy. And I've been receiving this message so many years now. It's learning how to manage your energy. It's not just learning how to manage your chakras and open and balance them, even though that is the first part. If you are into sacred geometry, this is an excellent way to jump in. Learning how to activate your light body. Merkaba is your light body, working with that. The spirit is also telling you that all of these capabilities for you to protect yourself are innate. That means that they come from within, and that, you know, the divine feminine and masculine are looking down. So you're having a lot of help from your guides. So if you're wondering, how do I activate this Merkaba, there's plenty of info on the internet, but also your guides can show you. So ultimately, there is a huge explanation in this book. If you're interested, definitely get this oracle. Now I want to read you this invocation, because this can definitely help you out, that this card brings through. And it says, I call upon unconditionally loving divine protection. The sacred chamber of light, the Merkaba of divine light, is around me now. I choose of my free will, under divine authority and grace, to release any and all connections, content, and contaminations that do not serve me through unconditional love. I choose of my own free will to take my life journey in the most joyful and loving way possible. I open to divine grace for cleansing and protection of my integrity at all times. I'm free to simply be in the truth of me. May all beings be blessed and protected. May all beings be happy and free through my own free will. So be it. It's a beautiful invocation. I will put it in the description. I know that for a lot of you, it could be truly helpful. And then I also have this Collete Reid's Oracle. So I'm pulling this Oracle card, which is about goddesses' power. We have a very significant ascension theme, which is awakening of the divine feminine. And this was the Oracle card that I was guided, that I actually pulled. It's Benzai Gen or Jen, I hope I'm pronouncing it, but it's a beautiful goddess, and essentially it says beauty on it. And one of the things that's really coming through is this Venusian energy from the planet Venus for all of you. This is about awakening to the beauty of who you are. Remember, in the first section, I talked about fully accepting yourself, because there are certain parts that perhaps we reject. And maybe this is because of some sort of wounding from past lives, as when you were a child, your inner child wounding, but there's beauty within you. And when you tap into that beauty within yourself, you tap into the beauty of creation. You tap into the beauty of love. And this goddess is really guiding you to awaken these energies. Now, there is an alignment and empowerment message. The empowerment message says here, you are your most lovely when you're being yourself. The Japanese goddess of beauty, Benzai 10, reminds you that knowing, accepting, and honoring yourself as a spiritual being in a physical body requires self-care. Now is the time to support yourself by surrounding yourself with beauty and choosing to see its power in every aspect of your life. If you can commit to doing that, you will be amazed of how much more beauty arises around you. Open your eyes to the wonder everywhere, even in the most unexpected places. Beauty waits to be discovered. Alignment message here is your ability to see beauty in your world is dimmed by a momentary lapse in self-worth. And this is what I was picking up. Guys, I didn't even read this, didn't touch this book or anything. These are all newer cards. So I was channeling this intuitively, and here it is, confirmation. The goddess of beauty asks you, whether you've been set back by a visit of perfectionism or others have withheld their support, causing you to feel small and insignificant. Whatever the circumstances, it appears that you have been hijacked by a sense of lack. Your alignment task is to restore your self-worth and regain your equilibrium by refusing to engage in these mind games designed to dim your light. Now is the time for a positive self-inventory, which again ties into our tarot, talking about whether these people that are around you are toxic or not. And really, this goddess, thank you so much, Benzai 10, seems like a Japanese goddess. Again, forgive me for not having all the info and knowledge about it, but you are more than enough. And with that, I want to end this particular section of the Tarot Oracle predictions or guidance for 2025 overall. And now here is the part where I actually am going to deliver you messages from the Akashic Records. Now, for those of you that are new to the Akashic Records, this is the record connected to your soul, to who you are as a soul, to your soul's journey. And ultimately, it gives us access to spiritual guidance, healing that is based on our spiritual self, and our cosmic knowledge, or the cosmic universal knowledge that is available in the Akashic Records. Now, I have been reading the records for over 12 years now. So I use something called the Pathway Prayer Process. I have already opened the records. Now, I do want to let you know this is coming from my own records, but everyone is able to open their own records. And I do have some collective readings in my private Facebook group that I do more in detail for the particular group. I also do professional readings. Now, as I said, this is going to resonate with you, and whatever doesn't, it's okay. The first thing that I'm getting from the Akashic Records is that you are not alone, and this aspect of sort of being on the journey sometimes can feel lonesome or alone, but there are vibrational frequencies that are always available to you, and these can be people, but it could be places, and that's what the records is sort of encouraging you, is to open yourself up to the vibrational resonance of places, things, people, but also of the elements, meaning what you're trying to manifest, to really be open to experiencing it energetically and vibrationally. And how to do that is truthfully through your heart, meditating on opening your heart space and allowing these higher vibrational energies to connect with you heart to heart, soul to soul. And this is because when you are in a space of heart-centeredness, when you are co-creating and collaborating from that space, there is less polarity or duality in what you actually experience. Now, not to say that everything you're manifesting, people, places, things are going to be completely smooth. We're not looking for perfectionism, but this refers to the quality of experience, to, you know, really having the opportunity to experience what it feels like. For example, this is coming from the records, is how does it feel like to collaborate with people that are on your vibration, whether they're your soulmates romantically, or they are actually your friends or acquaintances or collaborators in some way, or us now connecting right heart to heart, soul to soul. There is a distinction, a difference, and this is our natural state of being and natural state of manifesting. Now, it is necessary to ground all of that in 3D. This is not about being magical, but it is magic when you're coming from that heart-centered space, because a lot of times we are connected to places and things only through our lower chakras, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it comes more from survival. So the quality of that experience can bring with it very lower vibrational experience. And again, this is about just distinction. How does it feel like to really experience heart-centered state? And that's what the records wants to guide us to. Now, also when it comes to emotional healing, to be open to emotional healing does not mean that you have to go on some strenuous journeys out there that involve years of healing. However, some years are really you be more open to healing, especially emotionally. This to me is bringing about, again, what was in a previous section in the records really is validating this, that there are parts of self that really require some healing and deeper healing. This may also include healing relationships with people, bringing that peace all around in your life by letting go. It's not about forgiveness, it is about peace. How can you find peace within these relationships? How can you find acceptance that these people that have hurt you have actually maybe not meant to do it, and even if they did it, not as humans, but I'm talking about spiritually. So spiritually, maybe they didn't mean to hurt you. How can you find that understanding of what was really going on? Some of you may be even holding on to these relationships still. Maybe this is relationship with your mother, your father, your significant other, your brother, your siblings, friends. And there's something that you're keeping quiet, maybe you're not expressing, or maybe not even healing. The records are referring that as sort of like sitting in a corner, and not because you don't want to, it's because you haven't been ready so far. But now there is this time of openness, and perhaps when you reach into the heart-centered state, it'll open you to really emotional healing, and that brings you into self-love, and that alignment ultimately is about a step forward in ascension, in openness, and in this loving spiritual and soul journey. Now, this was a beautiful message, so I hope you resonated with the Akashic Records. Again, if you want an Akashic Records reading or even an intuitive reading, you can find all of that in the description. All right, here we are in the last piece of guidance, which are the channeled messages. What's really showing up here is Saint Germain and purple or violet light. So I'm going to channel some messages. Forgive that I'm going to close my eyes or keep them open at times, but this is really about you feeling these words opposed to just listening. Receive this energetically. Dearest ones, we are with you as a part of the Ascendant Masters Councils, and there are many of us that are following your growth and understanding of the planet as we're all going through planetary shifts, and the ascension. You are meant to be more than what you are giving yourself credit for, meaning that you are meant to achieve more. You're meant to experience more, and this more comes with your understanding of the depths of your heart. You and many of you are empaths on this planet, and you have great compassion for humanity, and you have been walking this planet many lifetimes, and we can see that. And we have walked with some of you the planet at the same time in reality, but at that time the circumstances were different. Perhaps you are more engaged in a spiritual way, and this time you're more of an ordinary person, or so you say you are. But we know that you are an extraordinary person, and that you are more and capable of more. Embrace that power within by opening your heart not only to others but to self, as the service to humanity begins with the service from or to yourself. And as you radiate love for yourself, the vibration of the love in your heart will embrace and attract others, those that are meant to be on your path, and letting go of those that are not meant to be on your path. And listen, we know that you at times wish that more people could be on the same vibrational frequency as you are, but it's not possible because they're not willing or open to this experience at the same level as you are. And that is okay, because we show them great compassion and love. And there will be time when all of humanity will have an opportunity to embrace themselves in that essence of more. But for right now, you, the light being, you, the person watching this video, receiving this energy from our heart to yours, we are indeed one in the eyes of the universe and in the eyes of Creator, and so it is. I hope that you find these messages inspirational and you really feel them, because they were profound. I felt them deeply in my heart. Now, I hope that you also like this video. If you want to follow me, join my channel. I am here to serve you as a light worker, and many of you are in the same position, and many of you watching me are spiritual teachers and light workers. And even if you're not, deep inside, you are this awakened spiritual being, and perhaps you're looking for some guidance, because we all get stuck at times. We all need that supporting hand, and I'm here to be the catalyst for you, to open the doors and listen to any of these sections. And if anything resonates, please let me know. I hope it does, and take whatever is yours, and whatever else is not, leave it to others. I'm sending you lots of love and light, beautiful spiritual seekers and friends. I will see you next time.